Howdy Asa, good morning. It is Tuesday. I am feeling a little bit under the weather and I've not had the room to myself to record a proper video. So instead of seeing my face like this for the whole video, in a couple seconds, it will just be a video of Pablo. Oh, that's going to look cool if I can edit right. Long story short, don't get addicted to coffee because then you get caffeine headaches from one day of no caffeine, and that doesn't work out well. I just broke my personal rule of no soda and had some Diet Coke because I need caffeine because I didn't have coffee this morning because I accidentally bought pre-ground coffee and that doesn't work as well in the French press, and so I had accidentally over-roasted coffee filled with grounds. It was disgusting, and now my body's like, I'm not going to touch coffee for a bit. I just have an interesting question, and I'm going to give my thoughts on it, and then I'm curious to get your thoughts on it. If you had to lose one of the 5 main senses, which one would it be? Sight, hearing, taste, touch. What's the last one? Alright, taste, touch. I taste something, I can hear it. Taste, touch, sight, hearing. Just one more. I can feel something. I can hear something. I can see something. I can touch something. Touch, taste, sight, hearing. Touch, taste, sight, hearing. I can taste it on my tongue. Smell! That took entirely too long to think of. Of all of those, which ones would you lose? You know what? Smell is a much better answer. I was going to have this whole romantic reason for why I would rather lose sight. But now that I think of smell and how little I use it, I might go with that. I just remember when I was younger and I was listening to a podcast and they talked about how a lot of times when people get old, their sight's one of the first things to go. And the host was talking about how nice that would be compared to losing hearing. And how poetic it might be for your last few hours or days or however long to at least be able to hear people and hear their voice as opposed to seeing them. And I guess that's made me think about that from so long ago has formed me into thinking about, I always feel like sight is the superficial sense. It's like the Mac Daddy sense. And I think it's then overrated. It's very practical. And I think it's put on a pedestal of being great, but you don't tend to love people for sight. I feel like hearing the voice of people is much more emotional, much more feely, because sight is so all-enveloping, and it's always there, and it's everything, and everything is sight-based. I guess what I'm trying to say is, while sight, I think, is the most practical of our senses, in a way, I don't think it is the best. I don't think it is the one I'd want to be stuck with. I feel like there are plenty of senses that just are more about being human. And the nice thing about being human is we don't all have to be perfect. For indeed, we have technology for improving ourselves, improving our lives, and not everyone needs to be able to see in order to survive. So I think that's why I think sight would be in a romantic sense, not a practical sense. And I'm sure if you held a gun to my head and asked, this wouldn't be my answer. But right now my answer is sight would be the sense I'd want to lose. Because while it's the most practical, it also feels the most superficial. And the sound of people's voices or the taste of a home-cooked meal, that all seems more important. While sight can, I think, elicit very strong emotions, that feels like a small percentage of its use. You know, you got vistas, they look great, and you'll sit there in awe. But I think I'm more likely to sit there in awe if it's birds chirping, or a friend's voice, or... That's just my personal thoughts. Anyways, this has been a weird video. I'm sorry. I'm not very sick, but I'm sick enough to talk in Russian accent. So I head back now. For you see, I went to class, then took 3-hour nap, and then I woke up and ate. So, you tell me. Anyway, next video I'm sure will find me in better health. And I will see you on Wednesday.